Speaking of Holy Toledo, Harry Enton on Trump's pre-State of the Union polling lows.
Compare that to where he was in 2020, 2019, and 2018 in term one going into those State of the Unions. Minus 10, way lower now. Minus 15, way lower now. Minus 15, way lower now. The bottom line is this. Donald Trump has never been weaker going into a State of the Union address, according to our CNN polling, than he is right now, and weaker by a considerable amount.
So this is his first term to his...
Dude, I'm shocked. I thought he was the best president of all time. Why does he suck so much dick? He's saving America. You simpletons don't understand. By the way, Fox News is covering it too, which is awesome. Let's take a look at the Fox News coverage before we get back to Harry Emden.
A new poll shows 60% disapproval of Trump, and this is just ahead of his State of the Union address, which is tomorrow. Guy Benson joining me now. Guy, what does he have to say tomorrow to swing voters kind of in his favor?
Okay, let's Google it, because this doesn't matter, right? Because obviously it doesn't really matter what his approval ratings in America is. What matters is what his approval ratings in Israel are. Trump, one of the best U.S. presidents for Israel, majority of Israelis say. According to the index findings,
Holy Toledo.
73% of Israelis rate Trump as better than average U.S. president in terms of Israel's interests, with 49% describing him as one of the best in the history for Israel. Nearly 3/4 of Israelis say that U.S. President Donald Trump's policy on Israel is better than average, according to the Jewish People's Policy Institute. According to the index's findings, 73% of Israelis rate Trump as better than average, with 49% describing him as one of the best. Dude, what can someone do for Israelis to just say 100% like best president? I think Israel is one of the most selfish, arrogant countries on the planet. He is so much better to Israel than he is to us, dog. I mean, these approval ratings are very good, but like, what more could he do for Israel? Now I'm mad on his behalf. Yeah, Israelis prefer Trump to Kamala 58-25, and leftists think they're helping the Palestinians by pretending there's no difference. This guy's a idiot. Who gives a shit that the Israelis like Trump more? Israelis are stupid about Biden. Biden also gave Israel everything, and Benjamin Netanyahu still called him a pussy ass bitch. Poll shows Israelis massively favor Trump over Harris in U.S. election.
Holy Toledo.
Gotta let Israelis vote in the elections? Why would you let Israelis vote in the elections? Whoever is president is a president for Israel anyway. You don't ever have to vote in the American elections if the American president is going to be serving your interests no matter what. You get to have, aesthetic differences of opinion. Like, oh, Kamala's too woke. Anyway, now that we know the real approval rating, the one that matters, let's get back to the fake American approval rating of Donald Trump.
I think it's going to be a hard thing to do, just because, as we've seen in recent years, it's kind of a self-selecting pool that watches these things at this point. So he'll have a lot of his own supporters tuned in. So I'd imagine to some extent it'll be preaching to the choir. There are people who are curious or barely follow politics who will get at least bits and pieces of it. That's the key audience, politically speaking, because you and I have said this before. We'll probably keep talking about it for months. When people start to feel a better economy, things could start getting better for the Republican Party. Unless and until that happens, it's going to be tough sledding like this, pun intended with the blizzard in New York, because President Trump needs to not just tell people that things are getting better, they need to understand it on a very personal level. Now,
do you think more or less disapprove of Trump? Look at the screen. What do you think poll 60% disapprove of Trump ahead of address means? Yeah, you got it. Like 60% not majority? 60% not majority. You said fake, bruh. Open the schools. Open the schools, dude.
Do not come.
I'm going to come. What is driving this drop? I said record was the name of the game when it came to this segment, right? Talking about the lowest Trump has ever been going into the State of the Union, the lowest that any president has been this century going into a State of the Union at this point in their presidency. It is also the weakest that Donald Trump has ever been with independents. Look at this drop. We've been talking about it the past few months. At this point, a year ago, Donald Trump was at minus 13 points. Look at this. Minus 47.
Do you think Trump will move to Israel to avoid his monthly assassination attempts? That's so funny. Every other week. Well, until it gets to a weekly basis, he's fine here, I think. It's always a Trump supporter, too. It makes it so much funnier. It's literally just Trump supporters. Oh, man.
I'm joined by a terrific group of reporters. Kristen, I'm going to start with you. And
okay, get away.
We just showed the overall approval rating, but the story is deep in the poll with a couple of, actually several.
What's the Dow at? That's the real question. Because if it's over 50, he's good. If it's over 50K, he's good. If he's 49K, he's okay. Everybody remembers that the Trump admin is protecting pedophiles when the Dow drops beneath 50K. Trump's approval ratings being nearly identical among Black and Latino adults is absolutely astounding. Oh my God, the biggest drop off from the Latino voters is crazy. Oh yeah, he's the crypto bros too. I'm honestly sick and tired of Trump. Nobody is winning. Joshua Jake says as Bitcoin dips below 65. Not the pedophilia, not the cannibals, not the child murder to cover up crimes. No longer backing your cult leader Trump because your fake pedo coin went down another 4%. This is the real Dow that these guys look at.
If you look at where the president was in January of 2021, this is January 6th. The attack on the Capitol, this is in the middle of COVID, 32%. Now he's at 26% among independents, which means only a quarter of independents in the United States of America.
Bro, Trump is really causing a fissure in American society, which I'm here for, to be honest, where genuinely the only people that are holding this thing together is just lifelong Republicans, like hardcore MAGA, and they're so gone. And I feel like it's going to get to a point where everyone is just like, oh, are you MAGA? I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Like, you're going to have like independents that have voted for the Republican Party, like with regular frequency, just genuinely despise the Republican brand forever because of Donald Trump. It's not going to be because the Democrats are doing anything good, mind you. It's just getting to a point where like everyone's like, oh, you like Trump? I hope you kill yourself. It's just basically like the Trump cult and then everybody else in the country. It's also exceptional to take note of the fact that people still don't with the Democrats, okay? Like, they hate Donald Trump, but that doesn't mean that they like the Democratic Party. People said that about the Bush admin, yet here we are, brother. After the Bush admin, America voted for a Muslim Kenyan communist by the name of Barack Hussein Obama. What are you talking about? Hello? Yeah, what happened after George W. Bush? Now, the fumble came after because turns out he's not Muslim, nor is he communist, which is really right? Like, I wish if he was a Muslim Kenyan communist, he probably would have moved this country in a much better direction. You're forgetting that Barack Hussein Obama was spectacularly popular. It took 8 years for people to be like, this sucks. Nothing changed. Things are awful. A whopping 64% say both Trump and the Democrats are both out of touch, showing the strong anti-establishment mood has not subsided.
Can he actually, I know the answer to this question, but I'll just ask it anyways. Can he actually show some empathy to what the American public is feeling right now, which is not, everything is so great, the economy is amazing, this is the best ever, and trying to cheerlead his way into convincing Americans that they're not feeling how they're feeling? Can he move in a direction saying, look,
he's just going to do the pocket sand move, which for him is immigrant crime, right? He's going to be like, look at these angel families. They're so happy. They're so happy. Yeah, he's going to do a Laken Riley repeat. He's going to be like, aren't you so excited? I've invaded American cities. I've invaded American cities with my Gestapo. Don't you feel wonderful? Look, Angel Mom is so happy that I'm killing Americans. Like, that's what's going to happen.
The cost of living, the cost of groceries, the cost of gas, it has come down a little bit, but I don't think it's come down enough. I'm retired. My wife is retired. We're on a fixed income.
I would like to see President Trump talk about the economy and cost of living because it is so difficult at this time to provide.
As a retired public school teacher who worked my entire life, I'm struggling in ways I never expected at 75 years old. Everything has become so expensive.
She's reading it. It's fake. She's not real. She's fake. It's fake. Got him.